Schmack-a-ma-gob, my friends, it's me with my favorite albums of 2022. Now, before I get into this, I would like to know your favorite albums of 2022. Leave them in the comments below. And also the people that'll say, oh man, I wouldn't pick that album you picked, and you know, where's this album, where's that album, and this and that. Well, all I got to say to you is, remember when I asked for your opinion? Nope, me neither. Anyway, so here we go. And I got in the total 17 albums. Now, there's some albums that I bought this year and I wasn't too keen on, and I didn't add them to the list, but I'm not going to talk about them. I already did a couple reviews on albums I didn't like that came out this year. But, all right, so let's get this started. At number, oh wait, it's 16 albums. First one is the new one from Ripper Owens. It's called Return to Death Row, which is an EP. You know, I mean, I think it would have been higher if the EP had more songs like the songs that's on the EP, because it's really good. So that one's at 16. At 17, a band called Gemini Method. Good stuff, good rockin' stuff. I really dig it. It's awesome. At number 14, this is a really good album. Actually, it's really good because it made my top, 22, just because whatever position it's in doesn't really matter in the end, because I like them. Because as I said earlier, there's albums that I bought this year I didn't like, so I'm not mentioning them. So these albums I like. And this one, I think it's the best one they've done so far with Tyler Delatorre, which is Queensryche Digital Noise Alliance, DNA. If you notice that album cover, that's like a DNA thing. I really liked it, and believe it or not, my favorite song on the album is the ballad, The Forest. I think it's phenomenal. But man, there's some good rockin' tunes on there. At number 13, and I gotta say, it's the same thing with the Ripper album. It's an EP, and if that EP had more songs, add 6, 7 more songs as badass as this, I would put it higher, because it is my all-time favorite thrash band, which is Violence with Let the World Burn. I think it's awesome, but man, EPs, man, I just can't do it. When there's these full albums with killer songs that I have to put higher. Like at number 12, Venom Inc. with There's One Black. Awesome stuff. I love Venom Inc. Check out their album Ave too, which is really, really good. Very awesome. All right, and number 11, probably the most crushing death metal band there is, from Yonkers, New York. Immolation with Acts of God. Oh my God, is it ever pummeling. Love it. Really good release by them. And number 10, my all-time favorite female metal vocalist, Leather Leone, and her album Leather with We Are the Chosen. Ripping album. Amazing. All right, now we're at number 9, and I want to thank my good friend from Canada, Jackson Routing. He sent me this. It's Blind Guardians, The God Machine. Awesome. Great stuff. And I made a review on it. So check it out if you're interested in me going more in depth what I think of that album. All right, at number 8. Oh, this one's really, really good. And it sucks because I wish it could have been higher. The last Voivod album, Cinco Anarchy, or Cinco, I don't know, I forget how it's pronounced, but it's awesome. I love me some Voivod, and man, they still crush, man. And rest in peace, Piggy. All right, at number 7, oh man, this was a much welcomed album, Sword 3. Now, not The Sword, who just broke up. This band, Sword, man, they released 2 amazing albums back in the 80s, and then nothing. Now they come back with this third one, and it crushes just as good as the first 2. Amazing stuff. Sword 3 at number 6. Yes, Ghost with Imperia. I love it. I think it wanes a little. I don't think it's as good as the prequel and a few other ones, but I do like it more than the second one. And I think it's great. My favorite is that first song, Kaiserion. Good stuff, man. At number 5, the last Skid Row album, Gang's All Here. I think it's awesome, killer, rockin' album, and that guy Eric, what a singer, man. They finally found their singer, if you ask me. No, not Sebastian Bach. I prefer Eric, to tell you the truth. All right. At number 4, another death metal album, and there's only 2 death metal albums on my list, and this would be my favorite death metal album of this year. Hibernus Mortis with the Monoliths of Cursed Slumbers. Man, what a vicious, killer album. If you like death metal, you need to check out Hibernus Mortis, the Monolith of Cursed Slumbers. All right, the top 3, man, I'm telling you, they're just all amazing. At number 3, the last Saxon album, Carpe Diem. Oh my God, I mean, I've loved all the past Saxon albums, and I gotta say, this one is the best one out of all the recent ones, I think. And I love Battering Ram and Metalhead and into the Phaethon, Call to Arms. I love all those albums. This one, I think, is my favorite one. And I've lived with it long enough. Like, 4 months now. And I play the hell out of it. Love it. At number 2, the album that just blew my mind. The last Scorpions album, Rock Believer. In my opinion, the best album they've done since Blackout. It is just, it's classic Scorpions album. To me, this problem with the Scorpions after Love at First Sting, they became like a band that tried to, let's get hits and let's try to, hits get commercialized and whistling on some Russian song and I don't know, Tease Me, Please Me. Alien Nation, or whatever that album was called, it had its moments. It got a little more darker, but it's still not the pimple on the ass of Rock Believer. This album, amazing. Number 1, Numero Uno. And I have lived with this the whole year. It came out back in January, and I still think it's the best damn album of 2020. And that is Tony Martin with Thorns. Mind-blowing album. Mind-blowing. Made my number 1, and with all these killer albums I just named, to be at top of it shows you how much I love it, man. I mean, it's just phenomenal album that I can't stop playing since January. So that is my favorite albums of 2020. Put yours down below. Obviously I can't listen to every album that came out this year, but these are the ones I listened to and I really, really enjoyed. So thank you all for watching, and if you like donating, I got a PayPal in the description below, and stay frosty and have a really good 2023, an awesome new year. I love you all. So listen to Black Sabbath. Hey, check out Thorns if you haven't. What an album. And smack 'em a gaba.